In this video, we're going to demonstrate how to do dormers in Revit architecture. There's two main types of dormers. The first type of dormer would come directly off of the eave line and pitch up. So we'll go ahead and show that one first. And the way that we do that is we would select the roof, say Edit Footprint. Now let's go into a plan view here. What we first have to do is actually break the line that creates the roof here. So let's pull this dimension back, and let's say that the dormer begins 3 foot off the edge of the roof. This line here will still actually define the slope because it'll slope up with the roof. Next, what we would do is go ahead and draw another boundary line halfway to the point of the roof. So let's say that the dormer is going to be 14 foot across horizontally. So what we would do is we would draw a line 7 foot across. This line would not define the slope. Then we'll also draw another one 7 foot as well. And then just close it up. So next what we have to do is actually create what's called a slope line on these, or a slope arrow. So what we'll do is we'll say slope arrow, and starting from the end point to the other end point. Then we'll select the slope arrow and change the specification on it to be slope, and typically the slope will follow the slope of the rest of the roof as well. We'll create another slope arrow from the other direction, and again change the specify to be slope, and leaving the slope at 9 to 12 like the rest of the roof. As soon as we hit finish and we go and look at this thing in a three-dimensional view, we see that we've got that dormer. The other type of dormer is the dormer where we've got walls that will actually project up through the roof with an independent roof that will basically intersect with the rest of the roof. And the way that we would do that is we'd first draw in the walls that would define the dormer. So these walls are coming off of the second floor, going up through the roof and extending up to the line of where the actual dormer would begin. So the first step to do to create this dormer is to take and actually build this portion of the dormer roof. So the way that we do that, of course, is go in and create a roof. And what we would do is we'd select our walls just like we would any other normal roof. And let's give this an overhang of, say, like a foot. Okay, the outside roof lines will define slope, and we'll go ahead and make these 9 to 12. The front roof line will not define slope, and then we'll have a final line that will enclose the roof. And I'm going to go ahead and pull this back, and we'll see why we're pulling this back in just a moment. So we go into a three-dimensional view and we take a look at this, and the reason we pulled that back is that what we want to do is we want to join this roof with the other. If this roof was intersecting the main roof, we wouldn't be able to do the join. So the way that we accomplish this is we select the roof, and then we say join roof. We then select the edge that's going to join, and then the roof face that we're going to join that edge with. So as soon as we do that, we see that the roof has been joined. The next step is to take the walls that define the roof and actually connect them to the roofs. So what we'll do is we'll select these 3 walls here, and we'll say attach. We're going to attach the top to the dormer roof. We see that that closes up there. And then we'll take the base roof, or the base walls, and we'll again attach. This time we're going to select base, and we're going to attach the base to the roof. So now we've got the makings of the dormer. The next thing we need to do is we need to cut a hole through the roof. So usually I'll do this in a plan view. we'll go over to the Home tab, and we'll say Dormer. We'll select the main roof that we're cutting, and then we'll select pick roof edges, and we're going to select the roof. And then also we're going to select the walls. So we'll select this wall, select this wall, and the front wall. Final thing we'll do is trim those up. And then finish. The reason we got that warning is because we need to actually go in and flip the dormer location. There we go. Let's go back into a plan view here and pull this up. Alright, let's take one more look here. Let's reattach these to the roof. And then sometimes we have to tweak this a little bit to get this to work. So what we could do then is we could detach it from the roof and then adjust our roof up from there.